Welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute, your source of internet marketing inspiration.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Law Firm Marketing Minute. I'm your host, John Hinson, and this week wanted to talk about maybe just an aspect of marketing that isn't necessarily top of mind, but I still think is really important to consider. One of the things that I heard a lot of, and just to pick on the fine people of Wisconsin for a second, I was at the Wisconsin Solo Bar Conference a couple of weeks ago, and in a lot of the conversations that I had with people, I kept hearing that it's the common thing was just like, oh, I have too much business. I don't need marketing right now. I have too much. I have more business than I can handle. And that was really interesting. I mean, look, put aside the discussions about growth and scaling and all of that. Like, let's, we don't have to get into that right now. But the idea that you don't need marketing because you have too much business already can be a very dangerous place to be. And the reason is there are several reasons for this. One, we've talked before about just kind of the peaks and valleys of marketing and business and all of that, especially for those that kind of do it themselves, where you'll do a lot of marketing and then you'll get this huge influx of leads and huge influx of business, and you'll have no capacity whatsoever. You couldn't take any more business. You're referring cases out more than you're actually taking on because just so many people want to come and work with you. And then the caseload dries up and you don't have anything because you stopped marketing and there's nothing to keep, coming through the door. And so you panic and then you go back into marketing again, you get this huge influx. So, it just goes in these waves. That's one area. The other area is that maybe you're doing all of this marketing. Maybe you have some marketing going on and it's working really well for you. But again, you have a lot of cases, but you're also referring a bunch of cases out because it's not the right fit. And that's more of a marketing problem. It's a good problem to have, certainly, especially as long as the marketing that you're doing is still bringing in, things that you can do. Now, you have to make that decision as to whether or not the things that you're doing is what you really like doing. If you're just taking what your marketing gives you and, you're taking the best of what your marketing gives you and you're referring everything else out. But marketing does not have to be strictly about generating a bunch of leads. It doesn't have to be about, getting the most and having your phone ringing off the hook or whatever the case may be. Good marketing is about finding the right clients, not necessarily the most clients. The ideal place to be is your marketing brings you the people that you actually want to work with, that you don't have to refer out anymore. You don't have to clarify what you do or don't do, whatever the case may be. You can kind of go to sleep at night knowing, hey, I'm going to wake up in the morning, I'm going to have this many people come into my door and it's exactly what I wanted. That's what that's the best kind of marketing, right? And I think a lot of people lose sight of that fact because I think, most marketing is pitched as just, here's a bunch of leads, just here's all the leads. And then, you can pick and choose from them and then, refer out the rest. But the counter to that, and this is what we try to help our clients with on the content side, is helping them hone in on the exact kind of cases and the exact kind of people that they want to work with. And, we've talked before, we've had episodes on Center Stage about, building an ideal client persona. Like, that's kind of where all of this starts, wanting to know who exactly it is you would want to work with every single day, what kind of cases, or whatever the case may be, that you want to work on every single day. And then you figure that out, you figure out what that person looks like, and then that's how you tailor your marketing message. That's who you go after with your content, with your blog articles. You address the questions that that specific person is going to have. You are making social media posts towards those specific kinds of people, whatever the case may be. And so, you know, if you're in a place right now where you're saying that you don't need marketing because you have too much business, I want to encourage you to kind of rethink how you see marketing, because everybody needs marketing, every business. And the what you do with that marketing is what ultimately influences how your business runs. For example, brands like McDonald's or Coca-Cola don't need marketing. People are already very aware of those things. People are going to go to those places regardless, or they're going to buy a Coke if they want a Coke. No one's going to walk into a gas station and be like, what is this new red labeled beverage, like I've never heard of this before. Like, no one's done that, because it's just an internationally recognizable brand. McDonald's kind of the same way. If you're in the mood for McDonald's, you're going to go to McDonald's. But they still do marketing. And so if they still do marketing and they still feel the need to do marketing, why wouldn't you? What makes you any different? And it's all in the kind of marketing that you do. So yeah, maybe you have business up through your eyeballs and you just have, more than you know what to do with. Fine. Change your marketing strategy. Your marketing strategy doesn't need to be about generating a ton of leads and a ton of conversions for your clients. Whatever you're doing is working in that regard. So now it's time to hone in and focus on the exact kind of clients and the exact kind of cases that you want to take. And you do that through the content, through the pointed content that is targeting those exact kind of people. The subject matter is addressing the things that you particularly want to work on. And that's it. That's the difference. And so, I would not encourage anyone out there, obviously, to stop marketing, but if you're in a position right now where you have too much, use your marketing to that advantage to almost scale down and get into that lane where you have the steady stream coming in of people that you want to work with, that you enjoy working with, and it's all the stuff that you enjoy doing, and take it from that approach. And see how that works for you. Look, worst case scenario, that approach doesn't work out for you. You go back to doing what you were doing because that works. But maybe this is something that works better. Who knows? It's always worth giving it a shot. And so, especially as the new year coming up, it's a great time to try something new. And so definitely encourage you to check that out. So that's going to do it for this week. Hopefully it gives you something to think about along the way. I don't have anything else for you. That's it. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining us. Please visit lawfirmmarketingminute.com for more information. We'll see you next time.